Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about the astrology for this coming week. Before I do that, however, I'm going to renew a warning. As you know from last week's recording, my Instagram account was cloned. And since Instagram and Facebook are the same company, I urge you to be careful there too. And by careful, I mean I am not seeking new friends. So if you get a friend request, it's not coming from me. If you get a request from someone telling you that you've been cursed and they can help you, give you a reading, remove the curse, and all you need to do is contribute, that's not me either. I am not about to curse you or tell you you're cursed or even try and solicit funds from you. And certainly, if I were, it wouldn't be in a nefarious manner. So, on to the astrology. What you want to do this week is know that this is a powerful week. There's a lot going on. The saying, Mars comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb, seems to be what we're dealing with. Certainly weather-wise, we're dealing with it. Hopefully it'll go out like a lamb because it's certainly in its lion phase now. But in every other way, energetically, there's a lot of roaring and moving about when it's hopefully things are going to become calmer and we're going to be able to really take our life at a more leisurely pace. So the most important thing, so I'm not going to break it down day by day because nothing just happens in one day in astrology. It takes 2 or 3 days to work up to something. Then there's the something, and then it takes 2 or 3 days for the release. And this whole week is all about something. So the somethings I've broken into categories. So there's the planet Mars, how we take action. There's the planet Neptune, spirituality, creativity, and haze, or imagination and illusion and deception, and sometimes self-deception. And there's the planet, the sun, which is our life force, rules the heart, our creative part. It's fabulous. And then there's Mercury, how we gather and how we process information, how we communicate. Conduits, roadways even, highways. Did you know those were Mercury? Well, Mars, the planet of how we take action, how we get things done, is square, making an abrasive aspect to Neptune. When Mars squares Neptune, be very careful how you move. What you think you're doing, how you think you're moving, you probably aren't. Be careful, be deliberate in your movements. The sun, rather Mars square the sun. Mars is fire, the sun is fire, and they're both filled with ego and they're right. Well, if they're square, they're in an abrasive aspect, somebody has to say noblesse oblige and allow someone to move forward. I recommend that you allow the Mars part of you to take a step back. But I have to move. No, you don't really have to. If they're not chasing you, whoever they are, and you're not in danger, then you don't have to move. Take it easy, take it slowly, be deliberate. Mars square Mercury. Mars, boy, trigger finger. Mercury, the mouth. You really don't want to have to go out and apologize for all those things you said. Oh, I have a clearer picture now, because Neptune was involved. I have a clearer picture now. I realize what I said wasn't correct or appropriate, and I'm sorry. Well, you've probably done, with Mars involved, squaring Mercury, some pretty heavy damage. Please don't do that. Please don't have to clean that up. The next thing we need to look at is the planet Mercury again. Notice how there's an overlap. Mercury again. That Mercury is conjunct or together with the sun. And that Mercury is also conjunct or together with Neptune. So we've got squares and conjunctions, and they involve Mercury and Mars and the sun. Wow. So when Mercury is conjunct the sun. That means the sun is your life force. And when Mercury, how we gather and process information and communicate, is together with the life force, what we are talking about, we put our all into. This is not necessarily a bad thing, except when it is. And this week, it's not a good thing because it's involved with Neptune. Because now Mercury will be square, it'll be conjunct the sun, and it'll be conjunct Neptune, which means we're not sure what we're hearing. We're not sure that we're hearing correctly. Even if we know something well, we're not really sure what that is. Not the week to be signing papers. Mercury contracts, papers have words on them. Not the week to be doing that. This week, contemplate, contemplate, contemplate. That's what Neptune and Mercury bring to the table. There is no arm wrestling to determine which is right and more powerful. What's needed is both need to stand back. Both need to sit back, actually, and just allow the week to play itself out. Then we have the planet, Mercury, making even more movement. Before the week ends, it moves from the sign of Pisces into the sign of Aries. Mercury in Aries, so that's another Mars, because Aries is ruled by Mars. It's another Mercury-Mars combination. Please just deep breaths, chill. If it's that important, you can say it next week. This is not the week to die on any hill. This is the week to say, and step back, and sometimes step aside. We end with Venus, the planet of relationships, the planet of peace, of healing, of money, of balance, and the planet of women, in an abrasive aspect, a square aspect to the planet Pluto. Pluto is the planet of transformation. Pluto is the planet of control. Pluto is the planet of other people's values. Venus is the planet of your values. So we have your values squaring other people's values. This, with everything else going on, especially with Mercury and Mars, is not the week to argue about it. This is the week to know what you know and let that be fine. I didn't say let it be enough, because there's always something, maybe I could just let it be fine. The following week and the week after that, you can start revving your engines. You can start looking at moving more smoothly down the track. But this week, so much is going on, so much intensity. If you want to write a book and you want it to be a really creative book, this is a good week for that too, because of the Mercury and Neptune combination. And the sun is creativity, Mercury, words and writing. Neptune, fantasy or fiction, fabulous. That would be a great thing. If you need to write something, do that. Write poetry. If you feel I need to write something called signing a contract or paper, no. Your commitments and agreements will stand much better if they have the airing out of this week to finally find their place, because they're not solid yet. The whole issue this week, as I said, there's Mercury, there's the sun, there's Neptune, there's Venus, there's Pluto, and they all want your attention. And what you have to do is you have to decide that you, if you're the driver of that bus, that you being the driver, you get to navigate where you're going and how you're going. Let this week be a calm, peaceful week where you go, I don't know what she was talking about. I didn't have any of those things happen. If you let that happen, that means you paid attention to what I'm saying and you did not choose a hill that you needed to die on, or you did not decide to fight about someone else's idea of what's right, or even your idea of what's right. You can certainly stand and make your commitment by being, but you don't make your commitment by convincing or pushing or insisting. So on that note, please have a lovely, balanced, peaceful week. And remember, The word is hmm.